2, 3, 4, 5, Big Johnny Keep my favorite.
What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Picture presents Legendary Gaming. Alright, welcome back everyone. We have another Big Johnny G's 5 favorite. And this time we're talking about my 5 favorite games that I have thus far backed on Kickstarter. So this is going to be interesting because these are games that I knew less about than other games going in to buy them. They do their best to try to sell it to you on Kickstarter with the videos and all the information, but it's still not quite exactly the same thing. So this is a little bit more of a risk, I think, when you enter into Kickstarter. So these 5 are pretty important to me. I'll see you down at the table. Thank you for joining me here, my friends. Thank you very much. So, if you've backed any games on Kickstarter, put them in the comment and let us know what you thought of it and your experience on Kickstarter. I've had two, but one is a backer. One bad experience. Let's get this in focus a little better. That a little better? One bad as a backer and another as a... Oh, never mind. But most of my experiences, almost all of them, have been good. Not every game has been gold. Some of them have been silver, and a couple have been pyrite. But we're going to go over 5 that I think are gold, and you should check them out. My number 5 on the list is Duel of the Dragons by Fundamental Games. This is a fast card game. You could bang it out in about 15 minutes once you know what you're doing, maybe even quicker. It's a 1 or 2 player game, and the players will choose a dragon. If it's a 1-player game, you will choose a dragon that you will be fighting against, and it uses a rudimentary AI system for the dragon's draw system and how it plays its cards. In this game, you're building your attacks. You're starting off with light little feints and tests to your opponent until you build up enough and you smack them with the big attack. This is a really great game to look at. It looks beautiful. The artwork is fantastic. And the way the cards sit around each other is, I hadn't seen anything like it before, and neither had any of the 20-sided warriors that have played it thus far, which I think is all of them but Rob and Steven. But this is a fast game, like I said. It's easy to learn, and it's easy to teach. I would classify this as a cusp of a gateway game. If you're interested in fantasy, definitely this is a gateway game for you. If you're not interested in fantasy whatsoever, it might be a little bit of a harder sell, but I think that once you get it down to the table, once you see it being played, it's a great game. And I am so happy that I backed that on Kickstarter. I was looking actively for 1-player games at the time. I thought my solo showdowns when I got to do them on the Friday night fillers. And this fits the spot great. And, and it's a regular deck of cards. It comes in a regular tuck pack. So just throw it in your pocket and ready to go. My number 4 game is Sentinels of the Multiverse, Oblivion. This game was like 2 years late? Bunch of problems, all revolving around this thing. Really, it was all revolving around that, and I'm having my own issues with it. I mean, it's fine. Its structure is good, but I'm just having a problem with where am I really going to put it. Now, I've never complained about the size of a board game box before. I never have. Even with really big ones that I've heard other people complain about, like for the Daedalus Sentence and Fortune and Glory, I guess. I don't know what other ones people may complain about, but it was big. My thing is, I wish it opened up on the side. It had shorter components Then instead of going back, kind of went in, because then you could leave it sideways and it'll fit on a shelf. There's no weight on any of that stuff. Don't worry, those are just empty boxes right now. I wouldn't put any weight on this thing. I don't want to jinx myself. But the game itself is great. I am so happy that I backed this. The final expansion for my favorite card game, my favorite superhero game, Sentinels of the Multiverse. If you've been following this game, get it. Just go get this final expansion. It is so worth it. Not only does it add more, such as heroes and villains and environments, but the whole game system of fighting Oblivion and his Aeon men in different locations simultaneously, and working to get the shields down just so you can start doing damage against the, 1,000 hit points that Oblivion has. It totally takes the stress of the game, just like boils it. It just explodes. It's a steam explosion, let me tell you. But it is rocking, and I'm so glad that I backed that game. And if you don't know Sentinels, then you have great time. This is great timing because you can go get the game and you already know exactly what's out for it. So you know when you can get it, how much you'll spend on it, and not worry about, oh, are they going to come out with more until I'm dead? This is a good opportunity. Yeah. So that was my number 4. Best Kickstarter that I backed. Number 3. This was great. I followed Sentient Cow Games for at least a year and a half before they had the success with Escape from Dulce, because Secret Unknown Stuff, Escape from Dulce, is definitely going to be in my all-time list of favorite games that I backed on Kickstarter, and it deserves to be. It should be. There aren't a lot of 3D component games. There's a few. I'm not saying that we're starving for them, but come on, they're not common. It's not like you can throw a stone and hit one. And this just takes it to the next level. This ramps it up, because now the entire board is 3D, and you gotta climb out, and you gotta fight off lizard men and robots and genetically enhanced guards and gray aliens, and then finally the Man in Black, the ultimate boss. Wow. And staying alive the whole time is a cooperative game, and getting the chance to level up and gain new equipment and new gear, and not just a shotgun here and there, but you can start getting some really cool high-tech alien gear. Oh, and there's a 2-headed psychic cow that has a machine gun strapped to its back. Need I say more? No, the game actually has a lot of fun energy to it, with characters such as Amelia Earhart that you can pick. It's like she didn't get lost in the Canary Islands. She got by the aliens, of course. It happens all the time. You're going to have a lot of fun. It's a cooperative game. It's fun for families. And if you even have an inkling of interest in ufology, or the ancient astronaut theory, or cryptozoology, or urban myths, then this game is going to be a little bit more interesting to you. And if you really like any of those subjects, just take it all tongue-in-cheek. That's the way it's meant. Had a lot of fun with this game. When me and the 20-Sided Warriors did a test of it to preview for their Kickstarter. One game in, we were all hooked. Hooked! One game in. Yeah. Secret Unknown Stuff. Escape from Dulce. So glad I backed that on Kickstarter. Ooh, the last two. Everything epic. Everything epic indeed, my friends. Coma Ward. Oh, Coma Ward just grabbed my soul and wrenched it. Oh, I love that game. It's like somebody gave steroids to Betrayal on the House in the Hill. Completely gave the original game, the second edition game, I never played the original, definitely gave it steroids and pumped it up. the insanity of this game is probably one of the best versions I've ever seen of trying to translate madness through the medium of a cardboard game. This game got it. Danny Lott, who designed this game, kudos, thank you. I'm so glad that I backed that super duper deluxe, the deluxe premium, that was it, yeah. Because I'm glad I got all those extra little parts. But even without them, that's just eye candy. This is a great game. And it's broken into two parts. The first part, the prelude, and that's where you're just finding out what's going on, trying to collect clues. There's really, there's rules to the game, but there's no rules as far as you're cooperative or you're competitive. You just do whatever the heck you want. And if you're a hardcore player, you may just start, taking objects you find, like fire extinguishers, and bashing the other players with them. It's a game about madness. But then when you find the clues, that's when you reveal the phenomenon. The base game has a baker's dozen right in it itself. And then there's a full expansion with another dozen. And then I think there's 8 in this second expansion. And wow, this game, it's like a video game system. And each of these phenomena, you're just plugging that right into right into your Atari 2600 and having some fun. I'm going to be playing this game for a long time. Complete replayability, 100%. And I'm already jonesing to see what's next for Coma Ward. My number one game, the number one game that I am currently most happy that I backed on Kickstarter. In fact, I am so happy I backed it, I immediately backed the expansion that just dropped a couple of weeks ago. Colossal Games is Western Legends. This game, this is a sandbox game, so you have multiple ways to get victory points. You have characters that are set in the real historical Old West, and you have options. You can live their lives the way they did, or you can live their lives the way you want them to have lived. And all the while, you're just gaining up victory, legendary points, I'm sorry. It has a very compelling 2-player game system to it as well, where there is a 3rd-player AI system known as the Man in Black. This is an extremely tough version. I find a 2-player tougher than a 3-player. Oh, man. But I just keep playing. I love this game so much, from going up the Marshall track, going up to Wanted. And now I just backed Ante Up, which is the first big box expansion for them, and it gives a gambling track, an extra map. You got a train too, and you can take the train ride. Or you can rob the train, partner. There are so many options in this game. It gives you story cards that are general, and then there are other story cards that you can play. I think you get a choice of 3 each game that you can choose from for your particular character, whoever he or she may be. There's a ton of guys, there's a ton of girls. Nice mixed race choices also I find for this game, especially being set in the Old West. Commonly you don't hear much more than white male names, but and this isn't something I point out a lot, but I really feel like I want to, because the setting does have this mystique and mythology of just being white male. There's a lot of great characters in this game that don't apply to that whatsoever, that are ripped directly from history. They really existed. They did great deeds. Now you get a chance to learn about them, you get a chance to play them. Western Legends. And the soon-to-be-released Ante Up. My number one game I am so happy I backed on Kickstarter. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for checking us out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. It's always cool when you go over and you see whatever it is that we post over there. Thank you, everyone, for also taking a stroll on over to our Zazzle store, the Two Gun Pixie Zazzle store, and seeing what we have on sale there, such as this shirt, Metal Knot in the Affairs of Dungeon Masters, for your character sheets of paper, and make for good confetti. Thanks, everyone, for coming here. This is where it all starts with everyone, right? With you and me, this is where it all starts, right here on YouTube. So thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. Ah, yeah!